Help me. Surprised to hear that, Dustin appeared skeptical. With your identity, Your Highness, I reckon it'd be better if you stayed out of it. It was clear that the upheaval in Ailka a decade ago could not have happened without royalties backing the mastermind, and Eloise was royalty up herself. Dustin found it hard to believe that she'd help him. What? Do you think I'm incapable of helping you, or do you simply not trust me? Eloise asked. I'm just afraid of troubling you, Dustin answered vaguely. I understand where your concerns are coming from, Logan. But I'm sincere in offering my help. Eloise looked at him earnestly as she said, I am no longer the eldest princess of Dragonmarsh. I am now the princess consort of Thisui, your stepmother. We are a family, and what you do affects me too. I think what I'm saying, you understand, I get it, but I'm just curious how exactly you plan on helping me. Dustin asked. We have been secretly looking into what happened all those years ago and gathered lots of information about it. Though we have yet to identify the real mastermind behind it all, we have some inkling. Eloise pulled out a letter and placed it on the table as she spoke. Based on our extensive investigation, we discovered another survivor from the upheaval. Apart from you and the drunken maniac, he might be able to help you figure out who the mastermind was. A survivor? Who is it? Dustin perked up immediately. Cinna Shaffer, Eloise told him bluntly. What? Mr. Shaffer didn't die back then? Are you sure? Dustin leaped out of his seat. Cinna Shaffer was the leader of his team of personal guards, and he was extremely good at what he did. When they had been ambushed back then, Cinna had rushed to the forefront of the group and fought fearlessly. Dustin remembered that Cinna had cleared a way out for him with no regard for his own safety. Then, when the pursuers caught up with them, he stayed alone to buy Dustin more time to escape. In the end, Dustin could only watch as Cinna tried to hold back the troops and was eventually swallowed up by them. He had thought that Cinna had surely died then. Now that he heard that Cinna had survived, Dustin was worked up. I'm sure. Eloise was dead serious. Though Cinna had been badly wounded, he was strong enough to endure it, so he didn't die. He was subsequently saved and managed to pull through. So Mr. Shaffer is still alive. That's great news. Dustin was pleasantly surprised. Where is he now? Can I meet him? Cinna's in Oakvale. You can find his address here on the letter. But I'm afraid it wouldn't be easy for you to meet him. Eloise shook her head. What do you mean? Has he been captured? Dustin frowned. It's not that he's been captured. It's just that after the fight, Cinna had been terribly wounded. Though he made it out alive, he's fallen into a vegetative state and has been in a coma all this time, Eloise explained. Coma? Dustin's face fell. To be reduced to a vegetative state and unable to move for 10 years was pure torture beyond what any man could take. Mom, you've said so much, but it's not much help, right? Austin could help to complain. If Cinna's in a vegetative state, how can he help Logan figure out the truth? It'd be good enough if he doesn't burden him. That depends on your brother's skills, then. If he can help Cinna and bring him round, perhaps we'll have our answers soon enough, Eloise said thoughtfully. And if he can't? Austin asked. If he can't, he'll have to accept his fate. Eloise sighed. No. I will cure Mr. Shaffer. No matter what it takes, I will make him come round. Dustin's fists were tightly clenched, his gaze more determined than ever. As long as Cinna wasn't dead, he still had hope. No matter how hard it would be, Dustin swore that he would cure Cinna. Logan, Oakvale isn't our turf. We have no influence there, and it'll be slow to get any information. So we won't be able to help much. You'll have to find your way out there, Eloise advised. Though the Prince of Thisui was influential, they could not do as they wished. Besides, this was taboo to begin with, so they could not openly help Dustin with it. I understand. Thank you for your help, Eloise. Dustin stood up and bowed in gratitude. The information that Eloise had provided him with was essential. Not only to figure out the truth but, more importantly, it also meant that he now had another confidant to turn to. We're family. There's no need to be so courteous. Eloise quickly reached out to Dustin, gesturing for him to straighten up. Then, she gave him some sincere advice. Logan, I'm not stopping you from getting the revenge you seek. But I hope you understand that your thoughts define your actions, and your actions define who you are. Do not lose yourself in your search for revenge, and do not let the people around you down. I will keep your advice in mind, Eloise. Dustin nodded. If there's ever anything I can help with, just let me know, Logan. I promise I'll handle it perfectly. Austin patted his chest confidently. How Dustin changed his way of addressing Eloise as Your Highness to calling her casually by her name showed that he had warmed up to them significantly. You don't have to worry yourself with my affairs. You're better off taking good care of yourself so that your mother doesn't have to worry about you so much, Dustin reminded him. Hey, what do you mean, Logan? You haven't seen me in such a long time. I'm no longer the kid I was. I can take good care of myself now. Austin huffed with his arms crossed. All right. Quit bragging. Do you think I don't know how you're behaving? Dustin rolled his eyes. Oh, are you underestimating me? I'm telling you, one day, I'll do something great and make you proud of me, Austin declared with his chin lifted upwards. Sure thing, kiddo. I'm already proud of you now. Dustin nodded before turning his gaze to Eloise. Eloise, you've had a long journey. You both must be worn out. I've got rooms made for you. Please head over and get some rest. Now that you mentioned, I'm exhausted. I'll go back to my room to nap. You carry on with your business. Eloise nodded with a smile. Then, she turned and left together with Austin. Once they were out of the meeting room, Austin stopped and wiped the smile off his face. What's wrong? Eloise turned and shot him a perplexed look. Mom, why did you tell Logan about Cinna? Austin asked frostily. Wasn't Logan the one who asked for his information? Eloise countered. You know how hung up Logan is with this. By giving him the information, you're just egging him on and encouraging him to go to Oakvale. What's your motive behind doing that? Austin questioned. Austin, what are you going on about? Why don't I get what you're trying to say? Eloise looked at him curiously. Mom, are you trying to get Logan into trouble? Austin narrowed his eyes at her, and his tone became sharp. Logan's my only brother. If you ever harm him, I won't let you off. Austin, what reason have I got to harm Logan? Eloise frowned. Once Logan dies, I'll be the next in line to be the future Prince of Thiswe. That must be what you're thinking of, isn't it? Austin asked icily. What nonsense. Eloise's expression clouded over. Austin, I'm not only your mother but also Logan's stepmother. We're a family. We're supposed to help each other out. Why would I want to harm him? Where did you get such ideas from? Perhaps there have been some rumors going around. Austin looked at his mother meaningfully. I'm beat, Mom. I'll head back to my room to get some rest. See you tomorrow. And with that, Austin turned and left. You rascal. As Eloise watched his retreating figure, she raised a brow. You're a sharp one. After sending everyone off that evening, Dustin called all the guild masters of the Kirene gang into the meeting room for a board meeting. It's been a long day today. Thank you for your hard work. Dustin sat at the main seat as he gestured for everyone to take their seats. I have gathered everyone here this evening because I have two things to announce. The first thing is that I have decided to appoint Cornelius as the assistant leader of Kirene gang. He will assist me in handling affairs of the gang. All the guildmasters stood up and cheered for Cornelius when they heard that. Congratulations, Sir Adler. Great news for you, Sir Adler. Cornelius was capable, and he was a senior among them. He was also loyal to the Kirene gang and a decisive confidant of Dustin's. It only made sense for him to become the assistant leader, and nobody questioned the decision. Thank you for trusting me with the position, Sir Reese. I promise I'll do my best. Cornelius said earnestly. He had always been grateful to Dustin for saving his life and giving him a new life. He was even more grateful now that he was entrusted with such an important position. Very well, now we'll move on to the second thing.